Okay, so I had a sip of the pumpkin spice latte, and then I had a cigarette outside, and then I was like learning more about the ocean. The ocean, I think, is actually above us. Because they keep talking about controlling the motion of the ocean, which is like keeping a tight ship in your stomach muscles. There's something about the earth and your actual body that it's something about keeping a tight ship, like Noah's Ark, something like that, right? So I'm outside, and I notice that when my roommate wakes up, and I can tell by his energy that he feels, it feels a little down in the dumps, perhaps. And I go outside when I smoke my cigarette, and I see that the ocean seems a little lower or a little thicker, like the clouds, everything seems thicker. It seems like there's a lot of water in the air. So when I smoke a cigarette, I know that it's like sulfur dioxide or something. Like there's something about sulfur. Because I know that the medication for ADD is a sulfate. It's a type of salt. So it's like, maybe the reason why I enjoy smoking is because it's like another sulfate that you can ingest in another way. So it's like you can have medication or smoke a cigarette or you can enjoy coffee, and it's like everything that sort of feeds that concentration in your own body to center it in a way that your body can comprehend and feel more comfortable. And maybe that's the reason why we have volcanoes, because that's also sulfur. So it's almost like inducing the community and the whole world with this sulfate, this amazing chemical that seems to really work with my system very, very well. So anyways, I'm outside, smoking a cigarette, drinking the coffee, cold coffee. There's something about ice. I always think of the Christ vibration with ice. It's a crystalline structure, so it excites me in that manner. Anyways, so a little while back, maybe a couple months back, I sort of had like a little panic episode. It was like my pineal gland was so infused that I was seeing like so much more, like so much more color in the soup that we walk in, and I could see all kinds of bodies. Like it was like all the energy in the air was, I could see the concentration of it coming together, and I could actually see people moving around, and like light energy. It was just more intense than usual, and I kind of had a little bit of a panic attack because it was a whole lot at once. So I went downstairs, and my mom was like, just take off your clothes. I'm like, okay. So she's like, you need to shiver. You have to get rid of all the energy that's inside of your body by shivering, either shivering or flexing your muscles. Either way, it works through the system. I was like, okay. So, you know, I'm walking around, and I'm so cold that I walk with my feet like this. Okay, I don't know. Like like this. They're kind of like up, you know. And whenever I see that, or what I think of is like animals. They always have their feet kind of up like that. There's something about animal energy and like expending energy that when you walk that way. Something about the power in your legs that exhausts a lot of energy because your legs are very, very powerful. A lot of muscles in there. So yeah, my mom said that by doing that, you actually exhaust your energy, your electrons that infuse the system around you with that energy. So when I was outside, it made me think of all the water that I had drank that night and why I felt so uncomfortable and very cold and concentrated. And then my mom said that whenever you feel like there's a lot of water around you, just flex all your muscles and exhaust your resources. And then it's like, what I picture in my mind is that your body literally pushes out the energy through the muscles. And I talk about this in the last video, but this is just like an addendum to that. Is like the electrons make their way through the muscles, and then they expel out your body, and it creates your aura energy field, which creates an even larger and larger bubble. So whatever energy that you have and you feel uncomfortable, it's like by flexing your muscles, you get rid of that, you exhaust your energy just like trees, and it creates a bubble around you. And so it was really, really thick and really, really low. And I did that. I did exactly what my mom had taught me that one night. I felt uncomfortable with all that water in my system. And then I noticed there's a lot of water outside of my system. So I did the same thing. And it was like literally the clouds started to like dissipate a bit. And it was like, it got like bigger. Like my actual energy aura field got larger. And I was like, you know, maybe that's like the ticket to auras, and like keeping a tight ship in your own community is by the energy that you have in your system already, and exhausting your resources by moving your own muscles. You take the energy that's in your system, and you exalt it out. And there's something about breathing or smoking a cigarette that actually creates a wind tunnel, that now you take your own energy electrons in each and every single atom that you have, and it goes and it comes out. It's sent out into the bubble that you have around you, and then the wind tunnel is created to move all of that energy electron that was in your own system with that positivity and the knowledge of knowing that, and then it moves it through the system to take those thoughts, those powerful energy thoughts of truth, and then it goes out to the world, it goes out to your community, it goes out to whoever needs that energy at the time. So that's what I just experienced. And my mom's like, you know, I thought like, oh, I'll just wait. And she's like, why wait? You already know this. Get in there and tell people about this, because this is like this is total science right here that anybody can do if they're ever in a situation that makes you uncomfortable. Also, as a child, whenever I got really frustrated about something, like if I'm waiting really long, or if I don't understand a problem, like I would naturally like tighten my stomach and just be like, you know, like your face gets all concentrated, and it's like by flexing your muscles and just like exhausting your resources, you like kind of sweat a little, or you just feel like you exhaust your muscles. Then it relaxes you, so you're not like so impatient and aggressive with other people. It's almost as if whatever energy field that they have, or whatever energy field is around you, if you feel upset or uncomfortable, your frequency might be a little too much for that frequency. So by flexing, like even if it's just your stomach, and in that way you don't freak people out by flexing your muscles all the time, but if you just flex your stomach and you keep your face nice and calm and concentrated like an animal, it's like you literally now take your energy electrons and they mesh with these electrons, and then it's like it creates a wind tunnel of change in that system. And then you're more calm because now the energy system in that system now complements your own. So maybe that's the complementary color output, because I know that I have like this concentrated, really color saturated, but also pastels. It's almost like it changes it just by realizing when you feel uncomfortable, you're the complementary color. You have something that this system needs. So by exhausting your resources in that system, you now create a more comfortable energy to walk through. And it's a continuous cycle. So it's like by realizing that moment that you just created, and then going back to, you know, your home or whatever like that, then you can feel the energy distribution in your house now, because you've now experienced that energy. You're now bringing that energy back to your own home, and then you can actually see and feel a difference in the people in your home, or just in general. And then once you've done that, now you know that you need to go back to that place to check out and see if anything changed, and you can actually feel the energy in your own system, and then you know whether or not you need to exhaust something. And it's a constantly moving motion. It's a circle of life. It's perpetual. So it's like, you know, it's always exciting, because it's like you can constantly go back to your own institution and say, well, what changed? Are they paving the roads? Did they create a new building? Like, anything can happen if you just like feel the energies in the moment. And just by talking this out right now, I literally feel a complete difference in my whole system, and I feel like my face looks different and my body feels different, and I just feel more energetic by sharing. I'm literally exhausting more resources of knowledge by sharing it with the internet, which in turn might make the internet more energetic. And this will, you know, like the monkey situation, you know, one monkey figures something out, and then other people figure it out, and then other people are trying this stuff out. But yeah, like something about, you know, try that out. If you ever feel uncomfortable, try just, you know, try to keep your stomach nice and tight, and sort of like, it's almost like, like if you have a really, like tough time to go to the bathroom or something like that, I guess. It's like you just like flex your muscles really hard. It's almost like you breathe out everything, and it moves your stomach muscles down, and it tightens your ship up. But then that way, by doing that, I literally stay completely calm and symmetrical everywhere else in my body. I don't even have to like flex my muscles, because my core is very tight, so it makes everything else more fluid. motion. And it makes you more concentrated in the moment, and you look very calm to individuals. So try that out sometime. I think you might be really surprised by the changes you see in your system and the changes you see in your system. Okay, that's all I had to share for now. Thanks.